we're not Oklahoma City, we're not Dallas, but we have a lot to offer. You know, there are certain retailers that thrive in markets our size, but may not in a very urban area. And what we try to do is educate these retailers on what we have here, the professional service, the population count, the rooftops, the traffic counts. We also try to educate retailers on the successes of other retailers here. You know, we've had some very successful retailers here, and that's a story to tell because Ada's vibrant, we're here, we're successful, and we're ready for more retail to come here. That way the city can provide higher level of services and we can continue to flourish in this area.
About 20 years ago, community leaders began taking a hard look at the health of the local economy. With population in urban areas booming, Ada, like other small cities, found itself at a crossroads. The looming question was this: are we going to thrive or are we going to wither? In 1998, that question was put to a vote and Ada's proud residents resoundingly declared that they wanted to compete. Citizens approved Proposition 2, a quarter-cent sales tax dedicated to economic development. Since then, voters have renewed Proposition 2 3 times. The local unemployment rate has plummeted. In terms of the economy, Ada has grown in every way it can, but there's one economic arena that still remains relatively untapped.
I was hired to specifically work on retail development for the city of Ada. Business decision makers use a lot of information to help them minimize the risk of their investments. And using our tax dollars is a way to help educate business leaders that may have never before heard or been interested in Ada, Oklahoma. There may be a business decision maker or retailer in San Diego, California that our market may be perfect for, but he may have never heard of Ada, Oklahoma, or we may not have been on their radar. So what we want to do is to educate business leaders to get on that radar. That way when they begin making decisions about where to expand a year from now, 2 years from now, Ada, Oklahoma is right there in the mix.
Because Proposition 2 has been so successful over the past 15 years in creating new jobs and retaining existing ones, Ada's economy is dealing with a new set of challenges. Ada's workforce is strong, and now there's a growing need for more and different kinds of retail businesses. Because if Ada doesn't have it, local residents will leave town to find it, and that's a move that hurts the entire community.
We've worked hard researching where we have leakage in our community. In other words, where people who take their money generated here and spend it elsewhere. And we're working hard to fill those loopholes. You know, the lifeblood of a city is sales tax revenues. And you know, if you increase sales tax revenues, you can expand what the city offers. And what I mean by that is the municipal leadership here in Ada can improve roads, streets, bridges, can help with beautification projects to parks. They can provide better equipment for firemen, policemen, if they have the revenues to do such. And our goal is to be able to expand that revenue so the city can have the tools they need to create a better Ada. For instance, if we looked at August of 2013, sales tax revenues based on the Oklahoma Tax Commission were $1.2 million for the city of Ada. If we can reduce the leakage, normal leakage is about 25% for a community our size. If we can reduce that 10% for 1 month, that's $200,000 extra dollars for the city of Ada. Now, if we did the math and pushed that out for an entire year, it's $2.4 million that could be added to the coffers here. And I know that in any community, having that extra revenue for the city translates into better services, which translates into a better quality of life for its citizens.
With this change in recruitment philosophy, the primary task facing the Ada Jobs Foundation is catching the eye of potential retailers. With no 4-lane access and an ever-growing level of competition among Oklahoma communities for a finite amount of dollars, Ada could be easily overlooked in the expansion game. But the Ada Jobs Foundation knows there is more to this community than meets the eye.
People who make decisions on where to put their business do it based on the opportunity to make money. And to do that, you have to have high traffic counts. In a lot of circumstances, that's a portion of the demographics that retailers look at. For instance, you know, we see a lot of traffic moving behind us. You know, specific retailers look, do you hit this certain threshold for traffic counts. Also, what's your per capita income? How much wealth is actually in your community? Can my business thrive based on the amount of money that people have, discretionary money to spend on a monthly basis? These are all things that I think retailers specifically look at when making decisions about a community. Ada's population is 17,000 people, a little above that. Our primary trade area is at 26,000 people. Our county population is at 36,000. So when we tell our story, we're the retail hub for this area. When we tell our story to different retailers, these are some of the statistics we use to educate them. I think that, again, using the numbers that say, hey, we have significantly more people that work here than live here suggests that it's a hub. When you look at retail sales revenues that have more than doubled over the last 20 years, we're a hub. And what we want to do is use that not only to maintain what we have, but to grow the market to attract new retailers.
The existing retail base will also benefit from the new recruitment. It all adds up to increased foot traffic, of which every Ada retail business can take advantage. Increasing options locally is much better than the alternative, which is Ada shoppers leaving town to make purchases. The good news is the new strategy is starting to work.
Where we're standing, you can look right beside us and see the new development for a new Hampton Inn. We can go 250 yards and look and see the new Cinemark Theater being developed. These are successes that we've had, and we will continue to aggressively pursue expansion in the retail sector. There are things in the works. We've had interested restaurants, we've had different retailers show interest in our community, and we're going to continue to work with them to try to provide them opportunities here so we can see successes for our efforts.
Since its initial approval in 1998, Proposition 2 has generated an average of more than $750,000 per year. Those revenues have been successfully used to recruit new employers, create new jobs, and retain and expand established employers. The shift toward retail recruitment is bound to be effective as well. Ada is home to a vibrant workforce, as well as a hungry customer base seeking more options. All the pieces of the puzzle are present. The Ada Jobs Foundation is working diligently to put them all together.
Past several years, we've seen an urbanization of America in a lot of places. You see small towns that at one time thrived that do not anymore. And I think aggressively educating people on what we have to offer here allows for Ada to be out at the forefront of not only generating revenue and wealth here, but attracting people to our community. I think, when the City Council directed the Jobs Foundation to do this, that's what they had in mind, creating a better tomorrow for future citizens of Ada. I think, that is a way that we can continue to compete with other communities that may even have a higher population than us.